Hey everybody, it's Chirpy, your favorite rogue, playing our prop Paladin 0 to Hero Challenge. Welcome to episode 4. This is where things start to get nitty and gritty. This is where I start to lose my sanity. We're starting with a Nokhud here, and let me tell you, it took so many tries to get this Nokhud done. I was just losing hope completely in this dungeon. I was questioning myself, like, is it me? Am I doing it wrong? Am I messing up? Am I pulling too much? Am I pulling too little? You know, like, am I not kicking enough? Am I not stunning enough? These groups made me second guess every single thing that I knew, or that I thought I knew about this game. So, let's get it going and see how we go. So we start off with this big pull. In the chat, I actually did type lust first pull, but we didn't lust at all, so that's unfortunate, especially because we have 3 lusts. And right off the bat, we're already having a death here. It's just, already I'm like, alright, you know what? 1 death, no big deal, we're fine, everything is fine. And then also, a rally goes off, and I just think to myself, okay, this group isn't watching for these mechanics. This is something I need to take on for myself. So now I have full keen eyes on the Hound guys, the guys that blow the trumpet to make everything super buffed up. So after that one mishap right there, nobody died because of the rally, thank God, but still, there's something that I know I need to watch out for now. And we get through this first pull with only 4 deaths, so, you know, no big deal, no big deal. Pretty good so far. And into the second pull, we lose our boy, our shaman, Regio. You know, only 5 deaths, no big deal, no big deal. This is only a 13, so in my head I'm like, you know, it doesn't really matter if we get one-off deaths here or there. Like, I'll be able to carry for the most part. Like, if you look at the meters right now, I'm the second highest on the DPS as a very undergeared prop pally. And everyone in this group is around 400 item level plus, except for me. I'm rocking around 375, if I remember correctly. 375, 380 at most. So I'm thinking at least their gear will help carry through this dungeon. Even if they're not very good at their class, at least their gear will help. But as you can see, like, even in this pull, I'm still doing second most damage. But we're not here to grief. We're not here to do anything fishy. So now we're just going on. We're clearing all these packs that you gotta do. And because I have to do so many things to make sure my group doesn't die here, I kind of swing this Lance Master around a little bit. But it's like, if I don't move, and I just stay there, and all the mechanics are going to keep going, and I'm not going to be able to help my team at all. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm in so much danger. Like, I feel like I should not be dying on this pull. But we lose our healer here, so that kind of sucks. But I'm just having to really self-sustain myself through this entire thing. And I feel like completely alone for my sustainability, which is also hurting my damage, and it's hurting my readout uptime, so I'm less tanky as well, because I'm having to spam wogs on myself. And at this point, I know I'm still learning the class, but I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong here. Like, I feel like I'm doing my job, I'm tanking all the things. I will go over there, I get a Hodge on the Hound Sounder, and I'm just, like, in shambles a little bit. I'm getting a little discouraged. I get another Hodge on the Horn Sounder, because I know nobody else is going to do it. And, man, it's just a rough dungeon. We go on to this first boss, and nothing really happens here, so let's just move on and see what happens next, because after this boss, that's when things start to get really spicy. So once the boss is dead, we come over to this first pack. I'm waiting for our Warlock to come meet us, but he's just at the wrong place, and I'm like, nah, man, we're going. So in this pack, I'm trying to make sure I get as many kicks as possible, as many stops as possible. I'm trying to be responsible for both of the casters by myself, because, man, like, I just don't know what to say. We're just completely in shambles here. You can see, like, one at a time, everybody's just falling off, everybody's dying. I can't stay up by myself. It's just very unfortunate. I just don't think that, nothing against this healer, he's just new or inexperienced, you know? But he's just not, or he or she or they is just not doing a good job of keeping us up. So we go back And I'm like, you know what? It's no big deal. We still can time this. It's only a 13. We're going to slam through this. Everyone's here this time. Maybe I should have waited for the Warlock, but I really didn't think that we would need to because we have so many kicks available. We have so many stops available. It's one less target to heal as well if the Warlock wasn't there. So, and somehow we were still just all just crapping out. I have to pop Kings here because I'm just not getting healed. I'm just eating it completely. But we get through it. Unfortunately, we lose our Shaman again. And this guy's just full floor POV. You can see he's doing the lowest damage in the key right now, too. And it gets even better. It gets even funnier. You should see, just wait until after dungeon is done. He decides to go off on me. And end of dungeon is coming sooner than you think. We go through this next pack, and I'm trying to make sure I get as many stops as possible. There's a full Tempest getting channeled here, so that's just unfortunate. I just can't keep up with everything. I'm constantly target swapping, trying to make sure that as little Storm Bolts are going out as possible, because no one else is kicking. And I just don't know what to do. I feel like I'm alone on an island here. Like, I'm just completely alone here. And we try the pull again. So now we're in it again. Surely everyone's a bit more awake again this time. You know, timer's looking a little bit sus right now. We've had too many wipes. We're at 18 deaths, 17 minutes into the key, which is just super not gamer. And we get through the pull, and everything is fine. Everything is good in the world. And we go towards this next totem pack. We actually got through it cleanly, no deaths. Finally, we made it through one pack without the entire group falling apart. So I should mention, I brought the Shaman to the group purely for the Purge. Just for Purge, because I know that this is going to absolutely destroy me here. But, as you can see, no shields ever get purged. I'm very undergeared, I'm getting meleeed, I'm getting absolutely slammed. And now this has become a no-leaver key. This has become a, okay, we're going to finish this key. I'm going to get a different key for my 12. And we're just going to move on, cut our losses, and just, you know, just keep on going. Because I still need gear, I still need IO, I still need everything. So I'm like, alright, whatever. We're just no-levering this key. If we can get through this boss, we can get through the rest of the dungeon. And this isn't even like a big pull. This is just 3 mobs. I wanted to pull the 2 other Storm Shield guys with it. But seeing how we're performing just gave me little to very no faith. I see these guys come in, I run over, I Arcane Torrent them, so that way we don't have any unfortunate things going on. And I'm just still fighting for my life, like my health is just getting absolutely demolished. Where is my help? We also have 2 Zephyrs in the group as well. And I don't know, man. I just don't know. Like, look how low I'm dipping all the time here. We're not getting any of these kicks. We lose Regio again. I'm just without words here. My automatic Kings pops on the very last mob here. Because I'm just not getting any heals. We res Regio, and we go to the last totem pack. And we go into boss. I pop my wings immediately, just to make sure I don't get one shot or anything like that. No funny business. And now we are trying to just get this boss down so we can finish off this key. I know we still have half the dungeon to go, but I am I don't want to be that guy that just leaves keys. I wanted to try to be as ethical or moral or positive as possible throughout this challenge. But this key just gave me so much pain. Look, we're at 24 deaths in 24 minutes. Like, literally a death per minute. This is just not ideal gameplay, and I just don't know, like, am I doing something wrong? You know, I accidentally walk into a swirly there, so I bubble. Stay alive, though. Trying to make sure no balls go into the boss here. Look at the screen, like, everybody is scrambling. Doesn't seem like anyone really has a solid idea of where to go, what to do, and I constantly have to keep running out to clear the Thundering debuff. We lose a guy right here. We have 3 B-reses, so now I just don't know what to do. Like, I'm not getting healed, nothing's going on. We can't kill this boss. I lose all hope, and I'm in complete despair. You see, I just sit here, and I'm just, But then check this guy out, man. Don't be undergeared then with blues. I say GG's, good try. And I say I'm doing more damage than you. And like, bro, like, this guy was full floor POV talking the biggest smack. What am I supposed to do in this situation? I mean, just look at this overall DPS. I'm second on overall DPS with the worst gear out of anybody here in this dungeon. And this guy has the audacity to start talking smack to me. I can't believe it, man. Like, this is the first key that I had to just leave. I had to cut my losses, try to save the mental as much as possible. It was just not doable. And now I'm like, this man just has me completely second-guessing myself. But look at that! Look, I have 55! Next up is 6! What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I tried everything. And remember, this isn't even including the times that I'm just silencing enemies as well. Whatever, it's fine. Everything is fine. You can see my chat popping off here. It's just like, yeah, the Warlock didn't even get one kick. The Warlock didn't even get one. Like, I have 55. And I know Paladin gets a lot of kicks. Paladin, if you're running with a Pally, usually they have the most kicks. But by this much? By this much. And then the guy's hitting the floor because storm bolts are going off. But that's my fault. Use a stop. Use a kick. I can't do everything, man. Like, ugh. That key put such a bad taste in my mouth, I just want to run anything other than Nokhud. So now we play LFG Simulator for a little bit till we get a group.
2,000 years later.
So after spending literally 2,000 years in LFG and not getting accepted, I take this time to finally fix my bigwigs and my UI and everything else. It took me a long time and a lot of help from chat to get it worked out, but I was able to get everything working properly on my Paladin. For some reason, it was missing a bunch of bigwigs files. No idea how that happened, but I was able to maintain all my macros and everything, which is what I was worried about. And you can see right there, like, my bigwig still didn't have all the files, so I log out and I try to fix it again. Finally get it working, so I set up my bars the way I like it. If you want my bigwig stuff, check out the Discord. I have the entire settings that I use. Everything is posted on the Discord. And this is just how I like it. It puts everything where I need to see it. It makes everything front and center. Everything looks good. I'm super happy, super content. All is good in the world again. I've also just completely given up on being invited to a key. My IO is super low. My item level is super low. And I'm just posting up to 12 Nokhud. I've had like an hour or so of not doing any keys. And it's time. It's, you know, I've had my reprieve. I've had time, and I am ready to go back in there again. We sat in queue again, is there a healer shortage? What is going on? We sat in this queue for so long waiting for a healer, and just none are signing up. It has been, feels like what has been an infinite amount of time, just endless time waiting for a healer to sign up. I just want to run the key. I know it's not a hard key, it's very easy to do. If anybody gets more than 6 kicks versus my 55, we time the key. Everything is good. So just give me a healer. Somebody give me a healer. And then, like a light from heaven, we get one. But he's never done a plus 10 before, so he has to deal with Thundering for the very first time. He's never timed a plus 10. I don't even know if he's ever even been in one. But I'm like, you know what? It's not going to be that bad. Everyone else in here knows how to deal with Thundering. They all have experience with it. It'll be fine. So we take the guy, and we send it. Again, we get into this first pool. I call for lust. We still don't lust. I'm like, alright, we got 2 lusters in the group. Nobody's lusting. Whatever. It's fine. Everything is fine. And right away, I can tell this is going to be a rough key. I have to run out all the way to range and cleanse with that guy, which just gets me murdered. Because he's not moving in. I bop him to save him from the war spears, and he just doesn't know how to deal with Thundering. So I have to run out. I get hit in the back a bunch of times, and it's already just off to an amazing start here. For those of you that don't know, Explosive is primarily a healer mechanic. Now, if you look right here, this is my explosive tracker. The healer's got 0. So every DPS and myself are sweating trying to stay alive because the healer's not healing, and kill the explosives and kill the mobs. It's just I don't know what the guy's doing, man. He's not healing us and he's not getting explosives. We're just falling over. And again, I know this is a plus 12, and I know these players can be new and everything, but I just want to get these keys done. I didn't expect to have so many issues so early doing these keys. Like, this is a plus 12. Like, I can do this stuff with my eyes closed, or at least I felt like it. And now I'm just in complete disarray, and I'm just completely just unmotivated, and I'm completely discouraged. Explosives are going off left, right, and center. Our Paladin is doing so much to try to get all of them, and I'm doing so much just to try to stay alive, because the explosives are just going off and we're all just dying. And at this point, I'm like, alright, well, I don't think that we can get through this key. We have too many deaths already, 16 deaths in 9 minutes. And the group just starts falling apart. One guy leaves, understandably. It made me feel better because I didn't have to be the first one to leave again. And now I'm just like, alright, Nokhud's an impossible pug key. At least at this level. But we don't let it get us down. We hop right back into LFG, and we start going. Apply to every group in the 12-13 range. I'm just trying to farm primal focuses. So I'm just trying to get anything above an 11, really, and anything that'll give me score. I still have 4 more dungeons left to do on Fortified Week this week, so I'm just trying to clear all those out. I need Academy, Halls, Nokhud, and Ruby, so I'm trying to apply to all of those that I can find. And we get into a key, this time within like a minute, so I'm super happy about that, and we go into Azure Vaults. I make what I believe to be an extremely pug-friendly route. Easy pulls, simple pulls, nothing too big, and I'm just trying to get through this key, make sure we time it. It's still a very low key, so I'm just trying to make sure that I can actually complete a key, potentially time loop. We get into this first pull, and already things start falling apart. Everyone's getting low, the casts are getting off, everybody's dying, everybody's dead here. More stuff gets pulled in. This is a great start. Just an absolute great start, but you know, we try to recover. I get in there, nobody else releases, really. I stay alive, and we are able to clean out the pull. But it's a struggle. This is, you know, I knock it off to being, alright, first pull the dungeon, I get a feel for the group that I'm with, so I can see what we can deal with. And I'm like, alright, I gotta take it a little bit easier, I suppose, and just be ready to account for everybody's mistakes. We actually got through the first boss without any issues, so I was like, alright, maybe the first part of the dungeon was just a fluke, you know, and we just messed up a little bit, and everyone is just on point now. You know, maybe that was their warm-up pull, and we're ready to go. So I open up my route just to make sure I know what I'm pulling here. We actually got through both rings with only 1 death, so that was a lot better than I thought it would be. And we go out and to clear this boss room. We get into the first intermission, and things appear to be going well. I notice our healer getting very low, and he just dies. I think he just rotted out. And then because he died, somebody else died. I send a B-res for our healer. He takes it. Emerald Communions immediately try to catch up. And we're able to somehow make it out there. I'm just trying to heal up right here. Once everyone's healthy, I can send a B-res. And then everyone just gets hit by the... What? What? Look at this. Look at this evoker right here. This guy's really gonna jump in front of the orb. I just have no words.
What the fuck?
We wipe it out, and we get ready to just send it again. Like, I don't think that this key's time bolt at this point, but again, let's just go for the completion. I still need this key done. I just want to get all my fort keys done this week, that way I can have a better score going into next week. And also maybe get some gear. We're back on boss, and look, like, the healer's so far out of range, he's not even in range of me. And he just dies. Again, he just bleeds out. I have to go clear on his body. We lose another member just because the AoE damage is just going out and we have no healer. And I see we have 1 res here, so I'm trying to get enough holy power to res our healer, and I'm just like, we can just 4-man this boss, but... Alright then, on to the next one. And we go back into LFG Simulator and apply to every group possible for any key that I need.
Let me in! Let me in!
We get a group. I joined this one, they accepted me, and we are sending. And again, we get Lust on Pull here. This is awesome. Already off to a great start. We're doing all the things. and I am just trying to stay on this water speaker, even though I should be targeting the corrupting living water ideally. I am just making sure that nothing is going wrong here. I'm getting every single kick possible, and I'm also doing the most amount of damage. I'm absolutely cranking. It should also be noted I am the worst geared person in this dungeon at the moment. But that's the same for every dungeon I've walked into. We make it to first boss with only 7 deaths, or 6 deaths, sorry, and there's our 7th. We lose our warrior, and, you know, it is like that sometimes. But we continue going, continue trying to kill the boss. We decide to hold the res here, and we lose another man anyways, but me and the Demon Hunter, we're sticking with it. Demon Hunter's cranking, I'm cranking, I'm like, alright. I can carry this dungeon with the Demon Hunter, I believe. And then this happens. During the panda pull, we just lose 2 people. Our healer's not able to keep anybody up. So, it's looking a little grim. We lose our warrior too. I'm just doing my best just to park here and wait for my team to come back and finish off this pack with me. But then on this fish pool, like, nothing goes right. I get the kicks on the sleeps. There's a haunting scream. I had a charge available, but, like, I just wasn't ready to swap. I'm fighting for my life. I was so low HP. We get feared into this other pack, and just like that, look at this. This man just straight up leaves the key. And now I'm just like, alright, well, understandable, I guess. So, that went well. We all die, and that's just GG. And we go back to an eternity of LFG Simulator. And I gave up again and posted my 11 Nokhud up. I'm like, alright, 11. This is as low as I can go and still get a primal focus. So, I'm just going to be very picky with who I pick here. And we are getting this key done. Like, this is happening. We're getting this key done. Here's a little LFG hack. Take people who are on alts. Like, at this point, I've stopped just being, you know, whatever, generous willy-nilly with the invites. And I'm only taking people who have experience on their main character. Like, I'm carefully sorting through these people. Just trying to only take people who are on their alts. And then at least I know that they know the mechanics of the dungeon. Because you don't need gear to do these low keys. Like, you can do plus 18, plus 20 keys in 380 gear and be fine and time them. As long as everyone's doing all the mechanics of the dungeon. So now I'm being super picky, extra filter through all of these things. And I see a 3-pack just sign up here, so I'm like, alright. The rogue will carry. This druid will carry. Everyone has experience in this key. More than the previous keys, at least. So, you know, we pray. But then we get stuck in this trap again of trying to get a healer. The healer that we had to go. Fight aggro things. And now we're just stuck in LFG for another 15 minutes trying to find a healer. And then, since we've been in queue for 20 minutes, it starts happening. People start leaving. And that was the rogue that was like 2400 IO as well. That was the guy that I was like, alright, this guy will at least carry the damage. And he must know how to kick or stun something at least. And then we just start losing everybody. The entire group dips out, my heart's broken, and we start going back into LFG Simulator once again. We get accepted into a plus 11 halls, and I'm just so excited to finally be in something other than Nokhud and Azure vaults. Like, this is my... I'm just so excited. I do this big-ass pull. I'm like, this is an 11, it'll be no problem. My kings pops immediately. I'm just standing there, I'm tanking everything, everything looks good. And I'm like, alright. And then we lose man. We continue fighting. Just trying to get this Drake down before I fall too. And there's just no damage. There's just no damage happening. Like, look at these meters. But, you know, it's an 11. Mistakes are allowed to happen. It doesn't take a lot of damage to actually do this dungeon. Especially on 11. Like, this is still timeable. Whatever. We're sending. Let's get it done. But of course, we come to the hardest mechanic, these balls. And look at my screen, man. Like, you can see, everybody is dead except for me and the rogue. Every single person on my team got hit by one of those balls. The rogue's cheat even popped to getting hit by one of the balls. Like, is this actually the hardest mechanic in the game? He gets hit by another and gets hit by another, he's dead. Like, every single person on my team died to these balls. Help. Help! But, you know, we continued going, and we made it to the last boss room with only 25 deaths. So we're at less than 1 death per minute. Barely, but less than 1 death per minute. And we are ready here. And now my chat is acting up on me, and they're telling me that I don't have enough percent to do this. And I'm going to be short percent. I'm at 83.7 right now. I'm like, I know each of these guys gives 4.07. Is there a chance I'm going to be at 99.9%? Arguments are happening. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, no, man. If we have to go back for extra percent, then we're going to be screwed. We're not going to time this key. It's going to take us forever just to do these mobs because we're not doing the meads. And this is just not going to work out. And then they had me second-guessing myself. I calculated everything, and I was like, I've done this route so many times. I know how much percent I need. But look at this in the chat, man. Like, she's saying I literally need one more mob. Canada's like, I'm fine. I'll hit 100% perfectly. I don't know what to believe. I'm freaking out. I just want to time this key. We've struggled through it. We have 25 deaths in this key. I just want to get one done. Just one. Just one key. Please, just one key. And while killing the last mobs, bam, we got the percent. We got the percent. We have 7 minutes left on the clock. That's more than enough time for these last two bosses, especially on a plus 11. Surely this will be fine. We're down to Odin, and we finally timed a key. 1 minute and 37 seconds left on the clock. 27 deaths. We timed a key. And we got a piece of loot that we didn't need. Oh, it's so relieving to finally get this key done. I can't put into words. Like, we tried so many times today to get this key, to get any key done, and we just couldn't get through them. Now, this was not a clean run by any means whatsoever, but it was just so nice to finally get one done. I messed up something here, and my game window got doubled. But we got an invite to a plus 12 Nokhud after about 30 minutes of searching for a key. So I'm just super happy. This group looks pretty decent too. We got a 2500 IO. We got a couple around 2k. I'm like, this is going to be the key. This is going to be the key. There is a 300 IO Demon Hunter, but it does not matter. It does not matter. I'm so confident in this. So for our third or fourth time today, we go into this pack. We actually send the Lust. Amazing. And I actually can't keep aggro. The evoker just completely popped off. I'm scrambling just to get aggro, but whatever, man. The pack is dead. You hit up like 400k DPS there? No problem. They're all clearing, thundering. I'm like, this is the pull. This is the run. We're doing it. We're finally going to do it. We're going to time the key. We're going to time the key. And I just can't believe myself. Like, I already can tell off these first two pulls that this is we're just going to blast this. And I can't even keep aggro. Like, they're doing so much damage, which is, you know, it's a problem. But, like, it's not a bad problem. We're actually killing the packs. We're killing the things. And I feel so confident. I'm just, like, chaining. I'm chaining everything. It's like, I'm just speeding through this. And I'm like, okay. This key made me realize that I'm actually not as bad as these keys have been going. I thought I was just a really bad tank or something. But this showed me that I've been doing it right. It's just the players that I'm playing with aren't keeping up. Because, again, I'm just chaining everything. I'm chaining everything. No, not waiting for anything. This is exactly how I want to be playing. I want to be playing for speed and efficiency because I want to be doing as high keys as possible. The whole point is for me of doing these low keys is for me to learn. So that way when I get to the higher keys, I know exactly when I need to be pressing defensives, what I need to press defensives for, how to move around properly, how to position the adds properly for my melee. And this just made me feel so much better. First boss goes down. We're at 0 deaths the first time. And look at our explosive counter on that right side there. The Demon Hunter's at 29. He knows he's being carried, and he's completely fine with it. He is just the explosive person. He is in charge of getting every explosive, apparently. So I guess this might be a pre-made group that I joined. But yeah, the guy's just getting all of them, so absolutely amazing. I start with the small pool first because I don't have all my buttons. I'm looking at our cooldowns on my Omni CD. I see not everybody has buttons up, so I just go for the small pool first. Remember, I haven't had any gear upgrades since last time I was in here, but I see the group, I see we're all competent, and I go for the big pull. I go for the hard pull, which is all these Storm Shields and the Thunder Beast, and I'm like, we can do this. I feel so confident. The healers, I never feel like I'm dying. I'm always topped up, or I'm always able to recover myself. I'm not constantly having to spam wogs on myself. Like, we're doing well. I'm just so happy. We get to this boss with no deaths at all in the key so far. It's like, it's amazing what happens when everybody pulls their own weight. Like, it's absolutely fantastic. This is exactly how I want to be playing. This is exactly what I've been looking for all of this day, just trying to get these keys done. And finally, it's happening. We kill the storm, still no deaths at all. We're just slamming through. I can't believe it. we're so far ahead of time, we're gonna +2 this easy at this point. I get a little bit overconfident here, and we pull way too much, and we just start dying. But I could have prevented my deaths if I cycled my cooldowns properly. So that's exactly what I want to be doing. I want to be limit testing. So yeah, I made the mistake there by pulling too much, but I learned at the same time how I should be rotating my defensives for that pull specifically, because that's a pull that I'll be doing in higher keys 100%. So by messing up now on this +12 with a group that I know can do these kind of things, I know that was my fault. But here, I'm still going to go for a different double, and I'm going to pull this pack up on top of the hill, and we're going to send it again. We make it to the next boss, and we down it, no problem. We have 17.5 minutes left on this clock right now. I'm trying to finish off the trash here, at least get to 95%. That way we can kill the things. Everyone takes off except for the Evoker. Like, everyone just leaves. It's like, we don't have enough percent, so we just end up two-manning these guys, and I'm just sitting here like, why? What? But, you know, it's no big deal. We have 9 minutes left to +2 this still. And just like that, my faith and my confidence has been restored. We +2'd it with 4.5 minutes left after, you know, tanking the 13 down, the 12 down, just failing these Nokhuds left, right, and center. And then, and people blaming me the entire time for it. Meanwhile, I pull even more aggressively with a better group, and we're able to slam the key. This is how I want to be playing. This is how you're supposed to be playing, to be more efficient, to push the limits and everything else. So I just can't believe that we got through that. We're going to end it there on a high note for this episode, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and also we drop lots of rogue content, Mythic Plus content, guides, everything else you need for your rogues. And tell me what you like or don't like about this video down in the comments so I can make the next one even better. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you follow the Twitch at twitch.tv/chirpytv to catch this 0 to hero whole process live. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you later.